All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nathan. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Bo. One question that gets asked a lot of times by folks is, which metal detector should I get? So today, we have a plethora of metal detectors out here. So our plan is we've got 5 different colors of spray paint. We're going to walk on the area out here. When we get a signal, we're going to mark it, and then we'll come back. At the end of the video, we're going to show and tell you what we like about each machine, what we don't like. Now, I do want to say from the beginning, every machine out here was bought by myself and Bo. We're not sponsored by anybody. Nobody's giving us any money to talk good about their machine or bad. So, 2 things we're looking for. Number 1 is what it finds. And then number 2, and more importantly to us, is the quality of the find. So if we run out there with the Legend or the Deus and we get 15 hits but 14 of them's nails, well, to me that's not a win. So quality and quantity is what we're looking for. We're going to start with the cheapest machine out here, which is this old Bounty Hunter, the Tracker 4 here. We're just going to hit this one little section right here pretty good. Both of us are going to run the machine. That way we both the machine gets a fair chance at everything. And then we'll come back at the end of the day and kind of show you what we're messing with. All right, so we're starting out with the Bounty Hunter. We got a little test pit over here I want to show you. So right there's a round ball. I got a shotgun hole, an old horseshoe. All right, there's our first signal with the Bounty Hunter. Right there. The Bounty Hunter's blue. That's mainly from my own memory, I'll forget.
You got another one.
Got another one, and it's just a few feet away from here, away from the first one here. I put in context where we are. This was a Civil War camp. I believe it was occupied first by the Confederates on their advance to Shiloh, and then reoccupied by their Union troops on their way to Corinth. So we're not too far out of Shiloh. We're somewhere between Shiloh and Corinth. So I don't know if we're in Tennessee or Mississippi, but that's where we are, and that's what we're looking at. I had this area cleared. This is private property. I had it cleared. It was thicker than I who'd have thought it. And you couldn't even swing a machine in here for the longest time. So we're gonna continue on and see what else we come up with. So right now with the Bounty Hunter, we're up at 3 signals. And one thing that we have noticed with the Bounty Hunter is it is super sensitive as far as like if you're bumping stuff. So if you're bumping stuff with the Bounty Hunter, for sure, it's going to set off some signals and make you think that something's there. But it's a really cheap machine, and we just want to kind of show it off and kind of show you what we's up against. Looks like he's got another signal over here.
A good example of how sensitive.
Hang on, let me get her flipped around here. So here you can see just what we was talking about. Just bumping up on these old green briars here, making the head, making it go off. So that's something to keep in mind if you're, if the Bounty Hunter is going to be. So here's another thing we was talking about here. So a while ago, you seen where we was hitting on the limbs or briars back there, and it was giving a signal. But this, when we hold the briar, yeah, we'll just pull that up. See, we're still getting a good signal there. So don't let it throw you off if you are using the Bounty Hunter. You just have to take your time and be a little bit more careful with it. All right, so next up we're gonna run the AT Pro. Now I'm running the nail, let me turn it off here. I am running the nail sharpshooter coil on it. One thing I did not mention earlier that I do want to mention now is settings. So what we're going to do for purposes of this video is we're going to turn the machine on in their factory settings and we're just going to run them. I know some folks out there are going to say, well, if you would have tweaked this setting, you'd have better luck, or tweak that setting, and you're 100% right. That's not the purpose of this video right now. The purpose of this video is to show you, starting from the very rock bottom, going all the way up to top end, what you can kind of expect out of a machine. So now on the high-end machines, of course, you want to, mess with your settings and stuff. But for right now, we're just going to stick with the factory settings to keep it easy. Like I said, this one does have the little nail sharpshooter coil on it. I didn't change it out because I'm lazy, but we're going to turn it on. I'm going to go back over here to our test bed real quick, just kind of show you tone difference. We'll start with the shotgun hole. And the bullet. And of course, that's the iron right there. That's the horseshoe. Now, that's like there's some iron underneath the bullet there that we wasn't picking up on the bounty hunter. So what we're going to do, same thing. This time we've got green paint. We're going to walk down through there. Me and Bo were talking. The first machine certainly had an advantage because if you're walking down through there and you see paint on the ground, well, of course you're going to know there's probably a signal there and you're going to slow down. But that's why we started with the lowest end machine. Start with the Pro, and then we'll count how many signals we get at the end, and we'll let you know, and we'll go over what we think about them. That's iron, so I'm not going to be too occupied with marking that one. Like I told you, the main thing we're looking for is quality over quantity. So with a bounty hunter, we couldn't tell that. So what I'm looking for when I go through here, and we're going to actually mark these holes, is that a signal I would dig? So that's what we're looking for. So there's our first bounty hunter hole there, and it's showing up as iron with the AT. So that's probably something I would not dig. So that one right there is showing up really good. Depth gauge, about 4 to 6 inches. So the bounty hunter hit that one, the AT's hit it, and it's certainly going to get some paint on that hole. So here's a good example I was talking about with the bounty hunter bossing off other things. So we had a mark, here's a pretty good little signal, but nothing at all showing up with the AT Pro. Sounds like another good one there. Remember, that's the one we had a little tree that we had to pull out of the ground on. We're over in the dozer pile here, starting to get over, showing up about a 59 or so. So another one for the AT. All right.
We get the dog.
I got my helper Loki here with me. He knows a good signal when he hears one. That's about a 60, 61 right there on the AT. So that's ringing up about 6 inches, it says. It's going about 23, 24. I would dig that. Simply because I've dug enough with this AT Pro, it possibly could be a nail. But being as we're in the campsite, and I know for sure we're in the campsite, with a signal coming across that strong, I'm certainly going to dig it. It may be junk, but I'm certainly going to give the old college try and see what's in there. All right, next up we're going to run the Legend. I've got it set on multi 2. It's in field mode. I'm going to show the test pit. This is the shotgun hole. Good sound there. Here's the horseshoe. Not picking it up at all. That's what you want when it's set. And then the ground ball. It's kind of hard to think about it on the air test. There it goes. So we'll see how it performs actually out in the dirt. Bo's gonna run this machine, so let's see how we do. The color for it is gonna be red. So you can see this must be iron. Now the Bounty Hunter again was showing good signals on these. We'll dig them here after a while, but so far it looks like the other machines are doing their job. So I'm showing up a good solid 12 there, he said. So that's probably gonna be a bullet or something right there.
Is that Brad?
All right, so here's the other hole. The Legend is showing it to be about a 30 or so. We'll come back to it and see what we come up with.
21, mate.
All right, so this is an interesting hole right here. The Bounty Hunter said something was in it.
The tree hole.
The AT Pro said nothing. Yeah, it's the tree hose. And the Legend is saying something's in there. What number is it showing up as?
21.
21. So the AT Pro may have missed something. We're going to mark it off and dig it up here after a while.
All right, we're pulling about a 25 in this hole.
All right, about 25 on that AT Pro hole. Oh, we got another hole here that the AT Pro did not hit. All right, so here's one the AT Pro hit that the Legend is not hitting. So all right, so next up we got the Deus 2 here. So the good thing about the Deus is no cables anywhere. You'll notice on the Legend I actually had it wrapped because this weekend I went to a really rough place, so I wrapped it up. XP, Deus, 9-inch coil. So yeah, the Deus 2. Sorry, the Deus 2. So this and the Manicore are considered cream of the crop. So we're going to run it. Bo's going to run it. This is his personal machine. So since he's more familiar with it, I'm going to let him run it. And we're going to see what we come up with. It's going to be yellow hose on this one. I do want to say before I forget though, the one hole that the Legend did not hit on, that the AT Pro did hit on, that was that iron hole. We realized that after we walked off. We're still going to dig it though. So far, the Legend has one hole, the AT Pro didn't. We'll see if that changes any with the Deus 2 here.